Hi guys, so there's something that I feel very led to share with you, which is really odd because it is extremely personal. However, I just know that the Lord wants me to share this in hopes that others of you would be encouraged about how deeply God knows you, how much He knows you better than you know yourself, and how He sees you in a realm that maybe you don't even realize that you're so seen in. On Sunday, I had received a text message from a girl who I've never hung out with, but we've just become church friends. Like, I'll see her at church and stuff. And I'm going to read you the text message. She said, "While I was praying for you this morning, I was reminded of a sermon I recently heard. The pastor preached on the woman who bled for 12 years, healed by the touch of God's garment. I felt like sharing this because as I was praying, I heard the Lord say to pray for you to touch His hem for the healing you've needed from the last 12 years. The areas of grief, disappointment, rejection, abandonment, and fear. Not that you haven't surrendered some of those things, but there's a season of waiting you've been in that requires actively responding even in the delay. That now that God has stirred your heart for the season of meeting your husband, you need to invite God into the areas you may have suppressed out of necessity or survival. That you need to remove the labels that that have been fed to you that actually don't align with God's divine design for your life. Because your breakthrough is going to happen in a moment, just like the woman of 12 years. Her healing came in one moment, and God wants that for you. In your lowest of lows, the desperation, He wants your whole heart." And when I read that, at first I was trying to figure it out. Like, what is she referring to? And it wasn't that it was wrong, and it wasn't that I didn't have peace. I had peace by what she said. I just wasn't clear on what she was referring to. And then immediately I realized I had met my ex-husband 12 years ago. It never dawned on me until she wrote in the number 12. And meeting him 12 years ago, our immature college relationship, him and I are not the same individuals today, but to the people that we used to be, that relationship birthed so much, hurt and pain, in a way that I had never experienced before. And so from then, it just kept building and building. And what I didn't realize was it, over time, formed this mountain, this wall. And I was outside. The girls wanted to go play in the snow, and I went out there to spend time with the Lord. And I was out there, and I said, "God, if there's something that is withholding me or holding me back in any form, please deliver me or reveal to me what it is." And He said clear as day, "Megan, you've come into agreement with fear in relationship. You've come into agreement with fear in relationship." And He then began to express to me that I'm going to heal you right now. And I am going to tell you what to pray out loud, so that as you pray this out loud, I will simultaneously be healing you. And what was so wild was it took me forever to say out loud the prayer that He was asking me, calling me to say. Because then it was in that very moment I realized I had all this fear. I had fear to get hurt again. I had fear to believe in something or someone and to get let down again. And so without even realizing, there has been this mountain, this wall that I've placed in front of any man that I come in contact with. And it's just been across the board. And so for the fact that God purposed it to heal me, this is truly like an hour after this has happened, because I've been crying the last hour. It's been like releasing, just this great release has happened. And from something that was birthed 12 years ago that just continued to build. And it's so amazing to me because we do have wonderful counselors in this day and age, and I will never discredit that gifting God has given them. But God has counseled me like this through so many things. And typically the healing like this that happens, it's always in a way or form that I am truly not expecting or thinking. He reveals in those areas and those places in our hearts that need tending to, that we don't even realize need tending to. I truly have been stirred up for a spouse because I believe that I'm in the season for that. That's just what I believe, and I'm holding on to that faith. But at the same time, while he can stir up your faith for one thing, he can heal you in areas that are actually going to help that thing when it comes, that there's not going to be any fogginess in your vision or any blurred vision when it comes to that individual or that thing that he has for you. You're actually going to receive it and receive it in the totality that he has for you. So I just want to encourage you today to pray the prayer that God would reveal those hidden areas in your heart, in your spirit, that you're just like, that could be causing other areas in your life to falter or causing maybe setback in certain areas. God is the great revealer. He's also the great reminder. But I think a lot of times we think, oh, I'm hurting in an area or something's not right, so I'm just going to try my best to puzzle my way through this. When, like, if we would actually, like my friend said, just touch the hem of his garment, he can not just like reveal truly what we're going through, what we're dealing with, but he can heal you in a moment. And I feel lighter. I feel like a weight has been lifted. It is like the best feeling right now, and I know I'm doing a lot of like holding back tears, but like it is so beautiful when God says today's the day. When God says today's the day that I'm going to heal you in that place that you have struggled in, the place that has held you bound for many, many years. It's amazing how he appoints days, but it also takes us coming to the throne room and saying, God, whatever's in me, sift it out. Whatever's going on, do what I know you can do. And it's beautiful how he will partner with your faith and he will partner with your expectancy. This is super vulnerable, but like I felt really led to share that a lot of us just need to reach out and touch the hem of his garment and stop complaining about whatever place we're in and why we're in this place. Like if we would just reach out in faith and touch the hem of his garment, oh, the healing that is waiting for you and the glory that's to be revealed.